either for the governorship or for the state assembly. Do you see any political party changing the dynamics of the politics in River State? Do you see that happening? Do you see that playing out? Do you see that becoming a theme? Is there that possibility? So while I'm waiting for my guest, I hear is held up in traffic. So he's on his way to the studio and he will join us and he will do all of the conversation together. But I'd like to hear from you. What party do you think has that chance of being a third force or having the third force effect in River State? That's one. Two, do you think there should be a merger? Maybe too late, but still can happen, I believe. Imagine some of these very strong politicians coming together and say, you know what, okay, fine, let's change the system. And this is what I think. I'll let you be the governor. When you get into office, this is what I want. This is where I want. All of those political agreements and political handshakes that these politicians usually do. What parties do you think, if they come together, if they marry, will become strong enough to become a contender or a third force in River State? So quickly, I'm going to open the phone lines. We're talking the state elections and the third force effect. 0700 923 0923 0700 923 0923. You can send messages and WhatsApp messages to the number 0809 0306416 0809 0306416. On Facebook and on Twitter, we're live. Nigeria Info PH is the handle. You can drop your comments underneath the live stream, and I read them, and I'd like to get your contribution in this one. What political party, as it is, do you think will give that third force effect? And do you think a merger will even give that third force effect even the more? 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. What's your name?
Yes, this is Johnson. I'm calling.
All right, Johnson, welcome.
In respect to the March 11 election, I know that with the way things is going right now, in the leadership of the present governor, the people of River State will take their mandate by hand.
No, that's not what I'm asking you to talk about. I'm saying, what political party do you think will bring about that third force effect? That's the question I'm asking you, and nothing more. I'm not asking you if you're taking back your mandate.
That is to carry the day is already known by the Rivers people. So we have a lot of political parties pulling their weight.
All right then. All right.
APC is doing pretty well. SDP and even the PDP as well.
All right.
So, but to me, as a person, I'm seeing SDP carrying the day.
I'm not asking who is carrying the day. Anyways, thank you very much. You're not understanding the conversation. Now, it's not about who will win the election. That's not what I'm asking on the show. I'm saying, looking at the third force effect at play at the presidential level, when it comes to the state, we have PDP as the ruling party, APC is said to be the main opposition party. What party do you think will bring about that third force effect? That's the conversation. 92.3, quickly.
Good afternoon, good evening.
All of the above. Welcome on the show.
Well done. To be sincere with you, I'm a man we're calling from Molumi.
Okay, welcome.
I'm not seeing anybody.
You're not seeing any third force?
I'm not seeing any. Hello?
You're not seeing any third force? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. The reason is because, number one, I think each of them have their structure and the reason why they want to enter into the field or why they're on the field fighting already. Then I think let them go out
all right,
and fight it out. Whatever that happens,
all right, then.
People will make their choices. but I think our choice again this time around. Our problem is not even whether they merge or they don't merge. It's the INEC. The INEC will allow the will of the people to prevail.
All right. Okay, so you're not seeing a third force. That basically you're not seeing a third force. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
All right then. All right. Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you for your time. I'm gonna take one more call and then we'll call it a wrap. We'll go.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria.
All right, this is Mr. Felix calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Felix, quickly, please.
All right, there would have been a third force to this Saturday election. But the fact is that the way last election happened, it took everybody by surprise.
So are you saying there will be no third force effect? Is that what you're saying? Even with the surprise that you were taken by, there was a third force in play at the federal...
There would have been a third force effect. Only if INEC will upgrade our system and make it...
leave INEC out of this conversation. Do you see a third force in effect or not?
Of course I see.
And
a party like SDP.
Okay, all right then.
Make a difference.
All right then. Thank you very much.
Yes.
We'll go for a quick break. When I come back, I'll introduce my guest. Has finally made it through the traffic into the studio. All right, stay tuned. And thank you for staying tuned. I'm Kalada Kuribatabo. This is Hard Facts and 92.3 Nigeria Info. And before I went for that long commercial break, I was talking about a possible third force in our state elections, both the legislative part of the election and the governorship election. And I'm asking, what party will make that third force? But if we do not see a third force, would the merger, make that third force a reality? I've got Marcus Ijioma, a public affairs analyst and a media consultant in the studio, and he's looking weary from the traffic he found himself in. Welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. So quickly, you had the question.
Yes. I was listening to you in the car when I was coming.
Okay, so you heard my analysis, and
yes, as well as the callers.
Yeah, and you must have heard that I said Labour Party tore into the political dynamics at the federal level, and I mean they won 47 seats, 41 seats. I beg your pardon. At the 41 seats at the legislative. The National Assembly,
yes.
And then NNPP got 21 seats at the National Assembly. We still have 46 seats still open for contention, and any party can pick, of course. So what do you make, bringing all of that to Rivers State? Do you see a possibility?
Yes. Very clean possibility of a third force, even a fourth force.
Okay.
It's going to happen in Rivers State. You have, just like we have at the national level, you have about 6 top contenders in Rivers State as we speak. Like you rightly mentioned, you have the SIM of PDP, you have the Tony Cole of APC, you have Magmusabe of the ASDP, you have Dari George of the AA, you have Dumo Accord, and then you have Beatrice Tubo of the Labour. Those are the 6 for me.
Did you call Magmusabe?
Yes, I did. He was the third person I called.
Okay.
So those are, for me, from where I sit, those are the 6 top contenders. Of course, NRM and the other parties are still there, but from where I sit, I see those 6. And what's going to happen is that Rivers, if I'm not mistaken, have about 28 as assembly seats. For the first time, it's going to be shared.
You think so?
Yes, it's going to happen.
And you don't think the party who wins the governorship will sweep all the seats?
That is not happening this weekend. That is not happening. Sorry to disappoint you. It's not going to happen. And some of us are really rejoicing about it, because for the past 4 years, I'm not exaggerating. How many people in Rivers State know the name of the speaker?
I do.
Because you're a broadcaster. It's your job.
Apart from that, I read.
Listen to me. No, before now, you don't need to read to know the name of the speaker. You know the name of the speaker because of the bills that are passed, because of the fireworks in the State Assembly, because of robust debates. So you get to know speaker, you get to know minority leader. Did we have a minority leader in this assembly? I don't think we did. There's no single seat for APC or any party.
There was SDP, I think.
These are recent. If there is SDP at all, they are recent decampees.
But I think he moved to later moved to the PDP. At 2019, one party won, an opposition party won. I can't remember the party now.
Before 2019, between 2015, we had the likes of Victoria Nyeche of the APC, and all of that. This is the beauty of a state assembly. This is the beauty of a national assembly, that we have an opposing voice. Because where we get this thing about rubber stamp assembly is because you now have a one-party assembly that does not produce the necessary debate for a healthy
Let me
democracy.
take you up on that rubber stamp now.
Yes.
The APC, when it won in 2015, became the ruling party.
At the national level.
At the national level. And then PDP became main opposition party.
Yes.
So there was the APC majority, PDP quite a good number, and about, I can't remember now, but about, is it 6 to 7 other parties? I stand to be corrected, but there were other parties. And still, because APC had the majority, I mean, the other people did not necessarily have a voice.
The last time we spoke, I remember it was on the phone. I told you that at the national level, look at your statistics again. We're going to be having a very interesting time at the national level. And as for whether there's going to be merger in the national, no, there's going to be power sharing.
See, even if you add all the opposition parties together, APC still has the majority. That's my point.
Watch this. APC has the majority. PDP is a traditional Nigerian party that, sorry to say, was not so good in opposition. as far as the national level was concerned.
Okay.
They didn't do the compare PDP being opposition and APC being opposition leading up to 2015. There was a lot of fireworks. Like I said, that's a beauty. Even you journalists, you broadcasters had a lot of work to do because there were allegations and counter allegations. We knew more than we were supposed to know because there were some people within who were throwing up issues. So everybody became careful about what they were doing, even though the majority will always have their way. And Nigerians felt that they had a sense of belonging. And then suddenly we have an opposition that is docile.
Okay.
So that was what gave room to the NMPP and the Labour you are seeing today. People keep saying, oh, Labour is a branch of PDP. I laugh. They are not. Majority of the people in Labour Party are not even supporters. Can't carry members of Labour Party. They are just people who felt I'm tired of PDP and APC, so what other option is on the table? And they saw a man in Peter Obi, not because Peter Obi was perfect or is perfect, but
okay. So let's bring it to the state now.
Yes.
What party do you think, first of all, there is the possibility of a third force disrupting the PDP APC hold on River State?
Yes, that is going to happen. SDP will
without
do
the
it.
merger.
Yes, SDP will do some damage, Labour will do some damage, and Accord will do some damage. AA will also do some damage. So what is going to happen is, let me give you a simple statistic, or let me give you an estimation, my own estimation. 28, right? PDP probably will take about 10 or 12 seats. Just share the rest for the others.
Okay, so let's leave the assembly and come to the governorship now. Do you see an upset happening?
It's a close one to call. Very close to call. Because in the media, you don't work with rumors.
No, fine. But I mean, let's look at the national election. Tinubu, that's APC, won how many states? 12, right? Labour Party won 11 and FCT. So we can summarize that to be 12. Atiku won, I think, 11, 12, thereabout as well. And it looked like they shared it among them. Kwankwaso won 1. But look at this 4. It looked like the 3 PDP, APC, Labour Party shared the states amongst themselves. The gap was not like we saw in other elections. It wasn't that much. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, thereabout. So do you see that happening in River State? That's the question I asked when I asked if there will be an offset.
That is going to happen. The same thing that happened at the presidential election is going to replicate in River State. Whoever is going to win, Kala, I'm not a gambler, but if I was going to place a bet, I can assure you that whoever is going to win Saturday's election to become the governor of River State will not have up to 50,000 margin.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
really?
Yes, it's that close.
Will the person have a spread across River State?
Do I need to mention parties that have spread now, like we did before the presidential election?
PDP, APC, we already know. We're looking at the third force.
SDP has that spread.
Okay, you sure about that?
Yes.
In places like MOA,
for me,
Igwere,
the spread is simple. Where do any party that has an assembly seat for every vacant.
Okay, like you explained the other time.
Yes, as long as there are House of Assembly members running in those constituencies, it's as good as covered. Because it's those assembly members that are going to do the field work.
But if you're going to argue based on that, right? The 6 parties you mentioned. Okay, let's remove PDP and APC. The 4 parties you mentioned, they also have that
number of assembly seats.
Yes. So which of them now will not cause that disruption we're talking about? That political disruption.
I'll give it to SDP and Labour.
You don't think Accord or AA will, surprise Nigerians and Rivers people?
The truth of the matter is this: you need to look at the 2 personalities involved in the 2 political parties I've mentioned. The SDP, Magnus.
Mm-hmm.
Magnus has the spread. He has a lot of supporters, especially at the grassroots level. Labour Party, on the other hand, is riding on the recent success.
Okay.
So even though the morale of a lot of Labour Party members are down because of the outcome,
so that could remove Labour.
Yes, of the State Assembly, and of course these recent rumors about
another candidate
emerging and all of that. But I think some people are out to punish whoever disrupted Labour Party vote in Rivers. So that can cause another problem.
But then again, since you're talking about Senator Magnus Abe was once at the National Assembly, same with Dawari George, right? Also at the National Assembly at one time.
Magnus Abe was also SSG.
I was going to go there. Yeah. And we've seen these people hold different political positions. So are you saying even Dumo,
Dumo is a fine gentleman.
His philanthropy has also, taken...
Dumo is very intelligent. Dumo and Dawari George is also another outstanding politician. It's going to be tight. Very tight.
What's your final? Because we've run out of time. What's your final word now?
For me, I want to encourage Nigerians. I know that a lot of people I've spoken with since the last election are not happy with the outcome, especially with INEC's handling of the result. But I want to encourage them again that it's time to punish the punisher. Just do whatever you can to punish those you think are responsible for whatever is making you sad. Do that with your PVC again.
But when you say punish the punisher,
in other words, don't let what they have done.
Don't you think when you say go and punish the punisher, people will just go and vote anybody just because they want to punish the punisher and then put
that is their right,
and put River State in a deeper problem
without verifying? River State cannot be in a deeper problem. We have qualified candidates across parties.
All right.
Any of the government candidates you vote for right now is fine for River State. So just make sure you don't vote for the one you don't want to vote for. That's
all. We've got to go for now. Remember, you stand a chance, or you have the opportunity to contribute to any of the conversations that we've talked about on the show today. The open season will come your way immediately after the major news by 6. I'm Kalada Karibatibo, and this is 92.3 Nigeria Info. We have a paid program up next, so you want to stay tuned. When I come back, I'll bring you the major news at 6, and then we'll continue the conversations.